And we live on my channel. Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Watch Your Mouth Reviews. This is your boy James, where I'm here to give my honest review while trying to watch my mouth. I think I can do it this video. We'll see. But joining me as always is my co-host, Mrs. Beth. Y'all say what's up to her.
Hi. I was
Indeed.
drinking a protein shake. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment your opinions, even if we are no longer live. We appreciate you. Welcome back.
Yes, and while you are subscribing to me, please subscribe to Mrs. Best channel. Any reviews or recaps I don't cover on my channel, such as Love and Hip Hop, Real Housewives of Miami, Deb's House, that's all on Mrs. Best channel. If you want to hear my opinion, then you will go to her channel, subscribe, and then watch the video to see what I think of those. We also want to shout out to our girl Shani, who is in the chat with us. Thank you, Shani, for being here. We appreciate you. You're always first up in here, and we definitely appreciate it nonetheless. All right. So, y'all, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. This was a good episode. It cracked me up. Hi, Shana, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Hopefully, you stay the whole video because I have some questions for you, but I'll forget, knowing me. So, I'll talk to you later. Just playing. But thank you, Shana. Make sure y'all subscribe to Shana underscore MCD's channel. Her information is in my description box as well. I am still promoting her channel, even though she has gotten monetized on YouTube. That is an inspiration to me because I can't wait for that day. So directly, still subscribe to her channel and tell her James sent you. So let's go ahead and get into these Real Housewives of Salt Lake City personnels. So the scene opens up with Lisa. Lisa's over there, she's the Sundance queen. She has this event that she's planning, and we're looking at her like, okay, you take this way too serious. But she is, talking about the girls and how jealous they are and how she has a different life than everybody. And she wants to get down to the bottom of this. So she's going to split the girls up into two groups. She's going to have group A, which is the girl she's cool with, which is Meredith, Mary, Heather, and I guess Amy, the socialite, is supposed to be a friend of, because we later see her. They're going to do a shooting activity. And then she's going to invite the rest of the girls she's not cool with to dinner so she can get this, off her chest. So the other girls are, Bronwyn, Angie, Whitney, and surprise, surprise, Brittany. Now, Brittany was over there episode 1 talking about how Lisa is her good friend and that she ain't going to talk about Lisa. No one's going to talk about Lisa in her presence. Meanwhile, you didn't make group A, which was with the other ladies and, doing the shooting event. You had to go over there with the one she into it with. So, Brittany, how did you get demoted? Inquiring minds want to know, Brittany. So, Mrs. Best. Lisa presented it to us like she was splitting the girls up to confront the girls that, she had an issue with the girl she's cool with. That's how she presented it to us on this episode. So were you surprised when she actually didn't do it that way?
No.
When we get to them. And what do you think about her being the Sundance queen?
I don't care. Nothing Lisa does moves me. Nothing Lisa does surprises me. Lisa is for Lisa. I think that she leans into acting self-centered because she thinks that's what made her popular. But the only reason anybody even cares about Lisa and the only reason that Lisa is relevant and finally liked on the show was because of her hot mic moment. We just disliked Meredith more at the time. But honestly, Lisa and Meredith can go.
Shani said, don't forget Heather didn't stand up for Brittany. She didn't tell her, Brittany had your back too, real hard, Lisa. That's because Heather's the kiss ass.
Nobody stood up for Lisa.
Right, not even Heather.
Nobody. So
Heather acted like she was confused and didn't know what the hell was going on. That's what the problem was.
Nobody stood up for Lisa. They all talked about it, and nobody should stand up for Lisa. Friendship does not include me standing up for you when you do some fuck shit and then get caught.
Just saying.
Once the law is involved, leave me out of it.
Well, here's the thing. That's how Heather be full of shit. And that she run back to Lisa. Like, Heather runs back the story with all kind of false additives. Like, it just never ends up landing the way it's supposed to. You got to watch people like Heather. I'm telling you, Heather ain't no good. She just not. So the next scene we have is Todd and Bronwyn. They go out to dinner. And, Bronwyn, said that, Todd is back because this is his first time being on camera this season. So she said that he saw himself and how he, treated me. So he's going to do better with how he, talks to me and everything. He said that he would do that. And I'm looking at Brown, I'm like, yeah, okay. Todd give me, he's stuck in his ways, and that's what he's going to do, regardless of who's watching and who looking. Just like he let it slip with his little friends about Lisa's mediocre, tequila company, which is why I think Lisa really mad at you. I don't think it ain't got shit to do with, this jewelry company, that the fact that you lie. I think she saw that he said that they got a little mediocre tequila company. And I think she mad at that. Personally, if y'all want my opinion, that's my opinion. So Bronwyn also starts the conversation, with her mother. From what we understand, her father has Alzheimer's, which is so sad. It really is a tough thing to deal with. So my heart definitely goes out to her. But her parents are moving from California to Utah. They're going to move in with Todd and Bronwyn. And, she's pretty much saying that her mom is kind of overwhelmed because her dad has a lot of things in California that he needs to bring back to Utah and everything. And Todd didn't seem interested in the conversation. Was that just me picking that up, Mrs. Best, or did you pick that up as well? That he just didn't seem interested in hearing about
that. He's not interested. I don't think he felt comfortable having the conversation on camera. If he wasn't interested, he wouldn't do it. He doesn't seem like the type of man that's going to do all of that unless he genuinely cares.
Right.
So I do think he cares about Bronwyn. I do think he's coming off colder on television, and he's new to the show. He didn't sign up for this shit, she did, but he's still supportive of her. But I just don't think he's comfortable discussing it. I am also someone that's like that I'm learning from like friends describing me. I will do whatever I can for my friends, give them the shirt off my back, but I don't want to talk about it later. I don't want to be thanked too many times. Like, it's done, did what we had to do, let's move on. So that's kind of the energy Todd gave, but he did seem bothered with having to take care of her parents. And I don't think it's because of money or because of a lack of love. I actually think it's because he cares for her so much and is probably aware of all that they put her through. Because we have to remember what she explained she went through, not just with the baby daddy of Gwen, but with her own family.
Yeah.
And she mentioned that her family was a part of the Mormon temple here in Oakland. I go up there and smoke all the time, praise the Lord. But that is one of those places where they don't even let you in. Like, they'll let people do the scenic route. They have like a little visitor center, but you can't even go inside of that place, and you can sense that some shit going on in there that kind of makes sense. So hearing that she came from the Bay Area Mormon community, that church, I had watched all these documentaries and stuff. I guess the one in Oakland is like significant to like their religion. They have like a few like huge temples like that, and that is so for her family to attend there and be a part of that. I'm like, Brahma's family was probably more in the shit than Heather's. The way
probably, yeah.
But it just seemed like her husband might have had problems paying for it and dealing with the mom staying, because to put someone in a memory care facility is expensive, right? We're talking like a minimum of $10K a month. But in addition to that, the mom has to live with you when she got a house. And the mom is obviously opinionated and probably triggers Bronwyn, and then he has to deal with it. So that's what he gave. But best of luck. If my mama said shit like that to me,
we're going to get to it, because I was like, oh, okay. See, I'm going to be nice to the white lady, but she finna get this mouth, because at the end of the day, that shit she was saying, I was like, oh, okay, you doing too much. And, and Bronwyn is someone, that searches for approval, a lot of the time, which is, in her next point of conversation, she brings up, this situation with her and Lisa and how they're not, getting along, and this thing, she brought up about the lawsuits and everything. And Tom's like, I don't even know why you entertain Lisa. Like, why do you even let her get under your skin? Like, and once again, it's because Brahman wants Lisa's approval, because Lisa, regardless of, what we may feel about her. Lisa is another who's who in Utah, and Bronwyn very much so wants to be on the popular girl side, regardless of her being strong-willed and her standing on business and her not really caring about her going toe to toe. It does matter what Lisa thinks at the end of the day because that's what she's been conditioned to believe. It's like people's opinions of her do matter. And I wish she was somebody that really could stand on her own and not really worry about what Meredith thinks of her or what Lisa thinks of her or what Mary may think of her. I wish she was someone who just would not care because, to be honest with you, Bronwyn, these ladies, half of them did not have what you have coming onto this show. And all of them weren't that girl, coming on. It took them years to get where they are. So don't let them. I said the same thing to Monica Garcia. Stop letting these women and their opinions or their approval be at the forefront of your life. Because at the end of the day, you could come in here and turn all this shit around and be center snowflake like Angie. So don't do that, Brian. Don't do that, please. So that's pretty much it. Anything you want to add, Mrs. Best, before we move on? She may have stepped away, so that she's not on camera anymore. But we're gonna go ahead and move on. So Angie goes over to her father's house, and her father is going through old pictures and everything, and he is telling Angie, because I guess she never knew her father's background story, that who was it that invaded? Was it the Germans that invaded Greece and burned down people's homes? I think that's what he said. I'm sorry, y'all, it's slipping my mind. But they burned down people's homes, and he was a witness to all of that. And when he came to America, he literally came to America with the clothes on his back. And this in some way has inspired Angie, to become one with her being Greek. And, I'm sorry, y'all. I don't want to be insensitive to this moment because it was I love these stories, but at the same time, we have seen this from Angie for the last 2 seasons. I don't want to see this after this season, Angie. I need you to do something else. I get you trying to avoid certain topics of life, but I need you to do something else. This was beautiful. I appreciate the story, but I don't want to see this next season. Like, I need you to get this going and then be done with it. Let's get into the comments because I know I've missed a few comments. Hold on one second. Don't forget Heather. Oh, yeah, I read this one. Lisa, these celebrities were your friends and you were hanging out with them. The party would be at your house, not you planned the party. No, she got to her house that big enough.
Anybody that talks about, anybody that talks about how many celebrities they know, I promise you, Steve Carell and whoever else was listed is not calling her, do not have her number, and probably isn't going to call her much going forward. Stop name dropping celebrities, Lisa, but not telling us what you do for them.
Right. Someone always agreeing with you, even when you're wrong. That's called a minion. Absolutely. Don't talk about that tequila, girl. You get cut.
Oh, I had it.
Did you?
Months ago. It was $10 on sale at the Total Wine. I'm going to tell you this. It was nasty. It leaned more toward vodka.
Okay, I'm going to go to Total Wine and see if I'm going to Total Wine and see if I have that same opinion. You said it was on sale for $10? Mm-hmm. Me and Giovanni are going to go. Oh, well, let me Google that before I protect my ass, because Total Wine is a hot skip and a jump for me. So let me make sure.
You can order online from them too, but it's not nasty, but it was definitely mid.
Okay.
It's like when people buy the Don Julio, the $20 bottle or the $34 bottle because they can't afford the 1942. That's what her tequila get.
Damn. Okay.
Boy, not everybody could be the best.
Bronwyn and Heather are the same chick. They both want to be the Lisa Cool Girls. You know what, Shani? You're right. And I think that's why they don't get along. Because they are the same person. Absolutely. I think Heather's a little bit more thirsty to be on Lisa's side and, and be Lisa's friend than Bronwyn is. But they are 100% the same person. I 100% agree. Angie's father's house is a house I want. 1-story home, 2 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, a nice backyard. Her father's house was very nice. What I said about Angie, I don't know if you heard me, is that, it was beautiful to hear her father's story and everything, but I want Angie to leave this Greek life. Like I don't want this to be her story like next season. No, we already had 2 seasons of this.
I agree with her daughter. I think it's okay to be proud of your culture, but also it seems like she's leaning on her culture for a storyline.
Yes,
And she
and
does
I'm kind
not
of like,
need to do that at all. It could have been something as simple as, I'm Greek, I'm not going to stand down. But instead, we're going to get a trip and she has to talk about it and all of this. But I also think a piece of it is her trying to connect with her mom. So there's that. But I don't know. Angie
I
can
just feel like we've been through this with her for 2 seasons.
over and
Like, why
over
do we
and
have to
over.
continue? Like, I get being proud of, because that's like someone telling me, well, talking about being black. I totally get that, but that would be my storyline on a reality TV show every season. It wouldn't be like that. I would be, being messy and going and circling around this group. Y'all would be like, I'd probably be Heather on this show. I don't know, but I'm just saying, it to me, I'm kind of over her talking about that. I'm gonna skip over Heather's scene because y'all know I do not like Heather. I don't
Did she
care
have
for
a
Heather.
scene?
She did have a scene. Heather, I'll talk about it a little bit. Heather's scene was her. She is redecorating the space, so she wants to be
Oh
her
yeah, yeah.
writing
Skip, skip,
space.
skip, skip, skip.
Yeah, I'm
Skip.
not. I'm not gonna go through that because
I don't give a
if
fuck, Heather.
I'm
Lots of people
sorry,
work from the bed. I work from home too. Document, save lives, get people housing, all from my bed. Shut up, Heather.
right? Heather has no storyline, and um, this showed that they talk about, the only thing I am going to mention about it, they talked about two things. What Mrs. Best said about Angie telling her daughter, that she wants to reconnect with her Greek life and get a Greek citizenship. Angie's daughter could care less about it. She said, you need to stop making that your, goal in life. Like, there's more things to be worried about other than that. And like Mrs. Best said, I do agree with that too. I think that Angie is using this for a storyline and trying to make this, interesting, but it's just not. It's just like, okay, we're glad that you're Greek. No, it has not been done on TV before, but at the end of the day, it's something that you've been doing this entire time that we've known you, and we're over it. And the other thing is that Heather was, really offended that Lisa said that she has a better life than her. And I said, Heather, you showed and tell Lisa that to the fullest extent. You said your life is not that much different, but you didn't say that you were offended that she felt that she was better than you. Lisa has started this entire franchise saying that she is better than y'all. So why are you now that you're her friend and you in her good gracious all up her ass, why are you now having a problem with that? I just want to know, Heather. Why is that now an issue? Because that's the way she been feeling about y'all since we met her on TV. Mrs. Best, am I crazy, or ain't that how Lisa portrayed herself the entire time? That she was better than everybody?
They should have called it out seasons ago. Honestly, when Jenny Nguyen, the racist lady, was still on the show, that was a good opportunity in season to call out Lisa's bullshit. But instead, they chose to hate on Mary and support a racist. So I don't feel bad for any of these bitches that are complaining about Lisa. Y'all been knew what you had. The only ones who have ever stood up to Lisa consistently is Mary and Bronwyn.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else is just now getting with the program because they probably see the audience saying in comments and stuff that we tired of everybody protecting certain people and clicking up on these shows, which I do appreciate this cast for paying attention. But after Monica's season and that whole scandal, I just want most of them gone.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Shani asked how I feel about the taglines. Just like Mrs. Best said, Mary's was my favorite. Because let me tell you something about Mary. She is a credit opening gangster. She has yet to have a tagline that was not my favorite. My favorite is still her first seasons where she said, I love God, but I will read you like a scripture. I say that to this day. Because that shit is funny as hell to me. And then season 4 was funny too. Was that season 5? That where she said God is her shepherd, but all y'all look like sheep. It was like something you could literally see when you look at all these women. So it was funny to me. So yeah, I liked Mary's the most. I thought Bronwyn's was corny. I didn't like Heather's. Whitney's was stupid. Lisa's was okay. Meredith was being Meredith. Meredith in this bath or this, I'm over Meredith. But that's how I felt. Heather's storyline this season is going to be her redoing the house, just like Erica Jane last season, and you see where that got her. All I know is I can't wait for Erica's court date. That's all I'm going to say about Erica Jane. I can't wait for that court date. Yes. But so that was all Heather's little scene. That's all I'm gonna say. Moving on from there, we have Bronwyn, and she's with her mom and everything. And y'all, I'm gonna say this: Bronwyn's mom is a trip. Bronwyn's mom is a trip. Woo! I needed to take a breath on that one because this lady is something else. But from what we understand looking at this scene, Bronwyn's father, as we mentioned, he has Alzheimer's, and he at this point in his stage in his life, he does not know Bronwyn as an adult. He knows Bronwyn when she was, in her teens. So there's times where he looks at Gwendolyn, her daughter, and thinks that it's Bronwyn and tells, Gwen, you need to finish school, you need to finish school, not knowing that that's his granddaughter, not his daughter. So it's sad because, I don't have very many, stories of Alzheimer's. I don't have any family members who personally have suffered from it, but I just know that can't be easy for her, especially that being her father, and to know that he still holds on to her getting pregnant at a young age and that being, where they cut off. Like it's sad that he didn't get to know her today where she's moved far beyond that. It's really sad. But her mom, let me tell y'all something. When that mama said, oh, well, you better thank God you got Todd in your life. Otherwise, and I'm paraphrasing y'all. I'm not saying this is how this lady said verbatim, but she pretty much said, you better be glad that you got Todd. Otherwise, you wouldn't have all of this. And it was like, okay, but if I'm not mistaken, wasn't Bronwyn in finances or financing before she met Todd and had a good job in San Francisco? If I'm not mistaken, ain't that
Yes,
what that
but she
was?
wasn't rich, so her mom probably doesn't look at it like it was a success.
Okay, so that's how. Because I was like, well, damn, lady.
You can make the best money in San Francisco. Like if I go to any other state, what I make in income is considered six figures. Here,
Mhm.
call me poor and send me to the welfare office. So that could be the mom's perspective. I mean, California is now more expensive than New York, which is unfortunate, but it's always been that way here. It's always been pricey. Even back when James was here many years ago, it was expensive and it's just gotten worse. You can be in finance, you can have this money and stuff. You can make good money and make enough to live, but she would not have made enough to afford the lifestyle that she has now, which is true. But it's sad that her mom negated what she's done in her accomplishments, especially so the dad is not lucid and is dealing with dementia. Dementia is difficult. I used to work with people solely who had dementia. Some days they're lucid and they know what's going on, and then other days it could be weeks, it could be months. They may just be stuck in a certain time frame or period of time that's memorable for whatever reason for them. So it's unfortunate that Bronwyn has to relive difficult moments, your dad telling you to finish school and all of this shit that you already went through and don't want to think about. I think it's nice that she's trying to support her family, but I want family to stop saying that we have to support each other just because we're family. This lady had a house to live and all these things, and Bronwyn's covering it. If you're gonna come in my shit and you can't respect me, I don't care if you do respect my husband. You can go take care of yourself. But it's hard for people with parents to realize that sometimes you have to detach and place a boundary. I think Bronwyn struggles with that, and I just don't see her parents living with her as being healthy.
I didn't get Sutton's mom from her. I definitely got like overly misogynistic. I definitely got that, but I didn't get that she like. 'Cause you can tell she loves Bronwyn. It's just she feels like Bronwyn is nothing without her husband, and that's where we kind of have to be like, okay, well, Mama, look, regardless of her living with a millionaire versus her doing it on her own, she still was doing well for herself. She just got a better situation. And if her mom worded it like that, then I would be fine with what the mother said. But the mother basically said, look, you better make sure you don't mess up this money, anime. Don't mess up this money. You got you a good man, anime. That's a good man. Don't mess up this money. That's what I was getting from it. And it was like, Steve, but y'all don't understand. Anna Mae went through hell in the handbasket with Ike. So I don't need, people to sit up there and be like, listen, you don't have this without him. It's like, no, I have things without him. Now she can't probably afford this lifestyle without him, but she can do well for herself. She's smart.
It's just unfortunate to put the success onto a man. It's just a mess, but okay, Brahma. Thank you for at least showing your life. Lisa came on here talking about all sorts of crazy stuff. We ain't seen a mama, a auntie, a cousin, nothing. So
we did see the sister, but we don't know if that was the same sister that she took John from.
It doesn't count. Bronwyn has given us more of her personal life in just 2 seasons than these women have done in the 5 or 6 that they've been around. So
right. And the last thing that Bronwyn's mom said that tripped me out because we were talking about, the father and his, unfortunate illness. She said, well, just, in a few years, you're going to have to go through this with Todd. So I hope, you're ready. And it was like, man, we don't know if this is what's going to happen to Todd. Like, that was such an ignorant comment.
Not everybody that gets old goes through Alzheimer's or dementia. Not everybody will struggle or need memory care as they get older. Bronwyn's mom is a piece of work.
She was. I was like, lady, damn. Like, you just one insult after another. It's like, there's no way. I'm like, if you don't sit your ass down somewhere and be quiet for this man hear this shit and be ready to walk out the door, and then the money gonna be gone, then what you gonna do? To me, I felt like I probably wouldn't have asked her to come. I would tell her to stay in California, and me and Ty would just have to work something out because that's what it is, that they can't really afford to live in the Bay Area and him supporting both households like that. So that's probably what it was. Is that the sister that John was with that Lisa brought last season? Was that the sister? Because she has 5 sisters, so I don't know if that was the particular sister.
That's why it's weird. You got 5 sisters, and we've seen one on the show in 6 seasons.
Yeah.
All you do is bitch and moan and cry and do dumb shit on this show. I can't.
Mm-hmm.
And if Lisa did have a facelift, fire the doctor.
Muddy was down in the mud with her comments about Todd. Let me tell you, Bronwyn better than me because ain't no way, and that's where you see the upbringing of that religion and the values. Because there's no way my mama could say that about my husband. Like, there's no way. Like, there's no way you gonna put that on me. First of all, that's bad energy. Like, why would you even want me to go through that is the question. You should be saying, I pray you never go through this. Now, you're gonna go through this in a couple of years with Todd. It's okay. It's like, no, we don't want that. We don't want that energy. I don't know how Todd will leave this earth. Like, no, yeah. Or, I don't know what's gonna happen. But yeah, that mama was something else. And Bronwyn knew what she was doing. So that's, Is there anything else you want to add before we go through this thing? Okay. I'm going to get to the last part because that's all there was. We did see the little scene with Meredith, Mary, Amy. I don't know why I want to call her Ava. Amy, the socialite. And we see them shoot things and Heather. And then we have this dinner scene. So as everyone's walking in, there are poster boards all over the walls that say dismiss, 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 dismiss. Now, I said, Lisa, really?
For someone who has so many lawyers, this showed that you may not be listening to any of what they.
I'm trying to tell you, because why would you do this when you haven't even went to court yet for any of this or not? There's no settlement allegedly at this time that has been said that the cases were settled. Like,
Lisa, you sat there and called your attorneys on camera after the situation with Jen Shaw. You were leading the charge of she need to go. We can't be dealing with this. Anybody else who's dealt with lawsuits and things on this show, Lisa has come for. Now it's your turn, you raggedy, colorless Muppet, to fucking talk about your lawsuits and you crashing out. And the shit ain't even been to court yet.
Crazy. I'm just saying. She's something else. So she sits down and Whitney was like, so what is this supposed to be? Like, what is this supposed to mean to us? Like, and Lisa says, you can't read? It says dismissed. All of my cases were dismissed. Dismissed, dismissed, dismissed. And I'm looking at her like, oh, okay, we spazzing out already. And everybody looking and Mary cracked me up in her confession. Mary said, I came here confused. I'm sitting here confused and I'm gonna leave here confused.
Look, Lisa must have watched The Wizard of Oz and thought that if they click their heels 3 times, all I have to do is say dismissed. It's dismissed, dismissed, and it will be dismissed. Lisa is slow. Let me say my paycheck is here. It's here, it's here. And maybe it'll come early. Lisa is slow.
Right.
Something is wrong. The lights are on, but nobody was home.
And so Lisa decides to take this moment to confront Angie. And she goes, so why were you talking about me? And Mary piped up and said, no. We were all talking about you. It wasn't just Angie. We all were doing it. Because Mary said, look, I'm the one you want to go toe-to-toe with. So don't play me. Mary ain't no fool. And it was because the thing about Mary that cracks me about Mary ain't afraid of none of it. Mary gonna say what she want to say and don't care how they feel. And that's how you know she really is like doing the show for fun, but at the same time, ain't nobody gonna check her. She damn for sure not no, colorless woman. Just saying. So it then comes to say, Angie was like, I'm not talking about you like that. The only thing we were brought up with the lawsuits and everything. And what was so funny is that as soon as she said that, I looked over at Meredith. Because in the scene particularly, Meredith was all like, nobody had Lisa's back or anything. And Mary said, including you. You didn't have her back either. And Meredith was like, I did defend Lisa. I did. And Mary said, no, you didn't. And then so we flashed back because, remember, Heather went to lunch and she said, Meredith defended you at first. But then when you really look at the scene, Meredith didn't defend Lisa. Mrs. Vest, do you think Meredith defended Lisa? Because I conflicted with it at first.
Beginning of this video, my opinion will not change. Nobody defended Lisa. The only person who attempted to defend Lisa in the 3 seasons that have aired is Brittany in 1 episode.
And nobody she just tossed Brittany to the wayside.
Nobody has defended Lisa. And nobody should defend Lisa. You do not defend shit that you don't understand when you're in the public eye as it relates to a legal matter. You just don't. You just don't. So what the fuck does Lisa expect? How are they going to defend you? Bitch, defend yourself in court. That's what your attorney is for.
Exactly. And then it was so funny because when I looked, because it was funny because when they panned the camera on Meredith, I see, yeah, Meredith did defend her. Meredith just made a generalized statement to kind of say, hey, when you get a business, everyone takes out loans and everything. That was a generalized statement. So
to defend your friend would have been like, she ain't here, stop talking about it. And I'm going to let her know what y'all bitches is saying. That is all Meredith had to do. Meredith, look how Meredith is posing in this damn picture, this graphic up here. Like everybody else strike the pose and gave us something. Even our inbred looking sister. But Meredith just standing there looking like she'll fall over if you push her real quick. Like I can't with Meredith. Meredith has every reason to not to defend Lisa because the hot mic moment was unforgivable. Lisa sitting up here crying because people believe lawsuits, but you said about your best friend that she was sleeping with every nigga from New York all the way down to Salt Lake City.
Called her garbage whore.
Called her right. But you want them to defend you now?
So Meredith says, Lisa, don't pay any attention. I defended you. And Lisa goes, I believe you. And I said, Lisa, the only reason why you believe Meredith is because you need alliances on this. You need people in your corner. So, of course, you're going to believe Meredith because you've known her the longest. But, and to be honest, y'all fallout was your fault. It wasn't like it was Meredith. Meredith didn't do anything. So I kind of like, okay, I see what you're doing. And so, with the reference of calling out Angie looking like Jen Shaw with her hair extensions, I hollered because Angie got up and said, "Nah, my hair extensions are not by Jen Shaw's people. This is," I forgot what the name of the business was that she said. "And my eyebrow girl's not Jen Shaw. I've been going to her for 11 years, and you went to her." And everybody, and Mary said, "Yeah, I went to her too. She does good. She does good
She
work."
said she's the best. I was cracking up. Like Salt Lake City is not big. You're likely going to run into the same
Right, the same
people.
people. And here
Yeah.
come Brittany. "Is this the same eyebrow girl that Jared was messing with?" And everybody just ignored her.
Because she
Brittany,
wants a moment.
Bravo, and that Carlson. Why the fuck is this lady here? I get she is comedic of relief for some people. I do. I get that. But she is so fucking stupid. And I'm tired of looking at her in these inopportune moments bringing up that man. For what? He ain't even with you. He with you because these cameras is back on.
Brittany
I'm
is
so
just
sick
trying
of
to find a way to loop herself into the story as a friend of, but she did such a bad job last season. But I think they're scared to hire new people after Monica, so she just got to stay. Like
no, I
nobody
feel
likes
like
Brittany, nobody respects Brittany. I'm talking about cast and audience, and the only friend that Brittany has is in Lisa because nobody else is messing with Brittany right now.
mm-hmm.
So
Including the lady who brought her on the show, Heather. So yeah, and Heather, while we sitting up there looking at you, and Heather, the camera panned on Heather because Heather got nervous. You know, you could tell when Lisa said, "I believe you married her." Heather was like, "Oh shit, what does this mean? Like, is they gonna go back to be the dynamic duo? Is my spot gone?" And I'm just looking at Heather like, "You a damn fool. You just is. You just." I don't understand what happened to you. I don't know if they bullied you in high school. I don't know if, teachers used to pick on you, if Mary's comment of inbreeding was something you've always had to face. I don't know what it is about you, Heather, but I am so sick of you. Up this lady ass, and you've been trying to be this lady ass since the first moment we met you. And now that she's giving you an ounce of her time, you just sucking it all up. And in every move that she's making, you're watching it like a hawk coming for prey, and it is so annoying. It is really annoying at your big grown age that you are sitting here doing this shit. Hi, DM Rock. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. But yes, so it then goes over to Bronwyn, and Bronwyn, addresses Lisa because she's coming after everybody. Lisa has had it up to here with all of y'all lying on her. She says her lifestyle is better than everyone here. She's better than all of you. She doesn't know why you guys are doing this to her. She don't know why you guys are bringing up and talking about her on a trip, which, Lisa, you could have been there and you could have, completely put an end to all of this. But you weren't there, so this is what you had. And so she's talking about, calling Bronwyn a whore and all this and shit. And I'm just like, oh, wait. You took your husband from your sister, but you call him Bronwyn the whore? Okay. Okay, Lisa. Okay. She goes, "You're on mute."
I said, isn't she being alleged of having credit cards and stuff in other men's names?
I'm trying to
But you accusing
right.
somebody else of something?
Right.
You can't even, you're not even loyal to your family, Lisa. And I'm wondering when somebody on this cast is going to say that. Because that would be,
I'm
this why I
waiting.
can't be on TV. Because I'd be like, bitch, be quiet. You're not even loyal to your family. And
You
leave it
ain't
there.
loyal to your family, you ain't loyal to nobody, loyal to you. And she over there talking about, I said you suck dick. You're a whore. You suck dick for your clothes and stuff and all this and that. And Brahma said, okay, now you're being misogynistic because that is my husband at the end of the day. And you're not going to degrade me and tell me I suck dick for my shit when I'm married to the man. Like, what the hell does that matter?
Even so, as a married woman, if my husband was like, come suck this dick and I'll buy you a new bag, probably going to go and suck the dick. I'm just probably going to do it. But honestly, I could probably also get the bag without it. When you're married, it could go either way. But Lisa's marriage, to come for somebody with something so stupid as giving head in an argument, I'm just like, Lisa, what's going on in your marriage? Is the reason John can't park in the parallel fashion because maybe you need to suck some more dick and then you could be quiet and not have as much time to make posters.
I don't believe Lisa does that. She don't give me the type that really does that. She don't. She was someone to, oh John, my neck hurts, everything hurts. I had such a busy day. Oh my gosh, Sundance, oh my god, the tequila company, oh my gosh, I had to go this, I had to go there, I had to go. John, I just can't do it today. I just can't do it. Oh, okay, I'll give you 10 minutes. And she just looked like she the type to be on her phone while she fucking and everything. She just looked like that type of person to me. I don't know why. I just feel like, yeah. She said, not loyal to your sister, feed your children properly. Lisa and her husband do it every Thursday, missionary style, with the lights off for 10 minutes at
Not with the lights off. Every Thursday.
Every Thursday. She do look like that type of person that has sex on her schedule. She do. She look like that type of person. I'm sorry. Like, I could be wrong, and I don't care. One way or the other.
The schedule is depressing to me. I couldn't imagine.
I couldn't imagine either. Like, there's no foreplay, there's no fun. No, she looks like, okay, John, get it over with. Come on, it's Thursday.
9 and Tuesday, John. You've got about, let's say, 45 minutes.
No, he don't look like it. Shani was right, 10 minutes. Okay, John.
He may not be able to give 45, but that may be all the time she has, is what I'm saying. But he may not be able to give her 45 minutes. The man can't even park.
No, she's like the type, she goes, it's been 7 minutes, John, are you almost done? I can see her doing it. I just really can't. Look at us in these people's sex life. But that was pretty much the episode, y'all. Did I miss anything? Because I'm too busy laughing at y'all.
Whitney losing her mind.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. I was like, I know I was missing something. That's why I was like, wait. So, how did that conversation start? I'm losing my train of thought here. I think Whitney was like, you could come after us, but we can't come after you, or some shit did Whitney say. I think that's how she said it. Damn, I'm losing my train of thought. But basically, it comes up about Whitney's businesses, and Lisa brings up, the TikTok thing. And Whitney said that I might be in debt for my business closes, but at least I could pay it off. And I said, ooh. Shade.
Debt is different from a lawsuit.
It sure is. It sure is. Now, it could turn into one because Banks is tripping these days. It could turn into it, but she ain't there yet. She had to remind y'all, I ain't really sad. I'm not being sued by anybody. So until then, and Lisa, y'all know Lisa's favorite thing is to bring up that she sources from Alibaba, and that set Whitney off. Because Whitney got to throw in that napkin and got to point it in her face. I do not source from no Alibaba. I do not do it. And just completely just goes off the ripple. When she threw that napkin.
Which means that she does and did. Mm-hmm. Because why would it upset you so much?
Yes. Like, why would not only that, but who the fuck cares? We're trying to get you to understand. People do that all the time.
All the time. It's weird that this cast is so pretentious, and it's like y'all are in Salt Lake City.
Right.
All of y'all combined make less than some singular people on other franchises. Stop the pretentious arguments. Stop the craziness. I'm sick of it.
Yeah, but the fact
why does that trigger you so much?
It's like, it must be true. Like, I would say allegedly, but it must be true because the fact that you get so angry about it, and this is not Whitney's first time getting angry about someone alleging that she sources from Alibaba, because they did that all last season. She's getting even more angry because she's throwing shit and pointing her finger and getting all upset. And it was like, Whitney, if it's not true, laugh. Or play with her with it. Yeah, I sure do. You brought a few pieces, didn't you? How it is on your skin. I'm just saying, I would have did that. That's me. But I'm not like Whitney, because that's the first sign of guiltiness. When you get angry and upset and get to throwing shit and start acting crazy and acting a fool, when this lady is literally have more to lose than you do at this moment. Because you just said.
I think, though, part of her anger could be because Lisa did have Whitney fucked up last season. Separately from that, I don't think Whitney went into her business with the intention to scam or with the intention to participate in an MLM. I really think her husband, look at how his businesses didn't work out for him. So he may not be the smartest independently with business. Whitney has learned a lot from him in business. So I don't think she ever intended to scam, but I do think that she was involved in an MLM where there's smoke, there's fire. It's not just coming out of nowhere. These TikTokers be solving crimes before the police do.
Yeah,
there's documentaries on it. So, but Whitney's thing isn't like as bad as Lisa's. But I also
because she used her own money. So yeah,
she used her own money, so it's automatically not as bad, and that's probably why she's not getting sued. But I don't think all of the anger had to do with the Alibaba or that. I just feel like Whitney is genuinely fed up with Lisa and has been for some time. And now that she's not as close to Heather and the bad weather is no more, I think now she can express it how she wants to express it. But I wanted Whitney to stay calm and just keep reading her for filth. Like Bronwyn, bravo to you, sis, because Bronwyn stood there in Lisa's face while Lisa was yelling, and Bronwyn was like, okay, and what you got going on? Like, she was very calm, but read her for filth. The rest of the ladies need to take note, because the louder somebody yells, you don't always have to match that energy unless you yourself are guilty too. I want to like Whitney and used to like her. And I feel like the audience can love Whitney again. She just got to keep her foot on necks and learn how to control her temper.
I think I want Whitney to be honest. I think that's the reason why I don't see it for Whitney, is because I feel like after that shit with Jenny Nguyen, I was done with Whitney, because Whitney was also on that bandwagon of trying to get married to, appease this woman, and it was making me even more upset. And it was like, I don't have to appease somebody if I don't want to appease them. Stop forcing that. So I kind of felt like that's where Whitney lost me, and I've never been able to get back to a space with Whitney. So, and then also when she called Mary and Robert Sr. predators, I was kind of pissed off about that too, because that's messed up. Like, to me, that goes far beyond anything else. Like, that's crazy. So, yeah, I don't see it for Whitney, and I've never seen it for Heather. So bad weather really can go for this show for me, because Heather has had a storyline since season 1.
I think the person who needs to go, though, as much as I don't care for Heather before everybody, I genuinely feel like Meredith needs to go.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
She contributes nothing, has not in a while, doesn't handle arguments well, and she gives Karen. And she can't strike a pose to save her life.
But the thing about Meredith, her close proximity to Andy is why I don't feel like she'll ever leave this show.
She'll never leave, we know that, but I'm just saying it so that it's out there. Meredith can fucking go. They tried to make her and Seth a thing on Next Gen NYC. People still did not care for them. People still did not like them. It was cringy. I'm sick of it. I wish NBC and Bravo would get rid of Andy Cohen. Get rid of Andy Cohen and see what a new era of Bravo with different hosts who are probably cheaper than Andy Cohen. Bravo, save your money. He's an executive producer. He'll still be paid. Why pay him double and triple and all of that? Bring in different people to host reunions, adjust some things, and this show can be okay. But Meredith is an example of why we don't like Andy Cohen, because people like Kyle stay on the show because she's close to Andy. You have people like Giselle, close to Andy. You have all of these people who are close to Andy who give not a fucking thing on television and are genuinely boring to watch, even in conflict and altercations. But they're here.
So what can we do? Exactly. But yeah, but this was a good episode. Did I leave anything else? I got Whitney, I got Bronwyn,
No. I just want everybody to understand none of Lisa's cases were dismissed. This bitch just typed some shit out on a big ass poster board. Anybody can do that. Once it's actually dismissed, it'll become public information. And I promise you, Page 6, TMZ, Bravo Shade Room, Bravo While Black, I promise you, Kempire, they'll all cover it. But until then.
Mm-hmm. I want that man to come out, whoever he is. I want you to come out and explain your side of the story. Just saying. I want you to come out and explain your side of the story. Before anything else, because I'm curious. I really am. I'm curious because Lisa, I let it be known to her, Lisa got $50 million in the bank, and I just want to know how she got $50 million in the bank, but over there putting her name on someone else's Amex allegedly.
And she had $50 million in the bank. She fixed her face. That's all I'm saying.
Sometimes shit can't be fixed. Them craters and them wrinkles and shit that she got. That's why she wear that hair like that. Like, it makes sense. It do. It makes sense why we don't see Lisa's hair in the updo very often. It's very small. Like, it's probably 1 or 2 times a season. But
hair thin as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Thin as hell.
At the next luncheon, somebody should have some billboards that saying
I love Shady.
You know, I love Shady. But that was Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. It was a good episode. What you say, Shani? Hold on. $50 million in the bank. Why was only one of your eyes done up? One eye was smoky, the other one was just dead. Good point. But that's it. We're on next week's episode. Like, it's gonna be funny as hell. I cannot wait. I love all of this. This is Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. They're doing it, y'all. It's definitely a good season. Coming up on my channel, I will have the Braxtons, Bell Collective premieres both today and tomorrow. So I'm excited. I can't wait to see the Bells. I'm not that excited to see the Braxtons because I feel like they're going to get on my nerves. And y'all know how I feel about them. I did not want to cover that show, but I'm going to go ahead and stick with it. And you're going to talk about Lisa's facelift next week. I know, that's why I said I can't wait because it's funny how Lisa was going to lie and, catch her lie and tell the truth. Because we know what that is, Lisa. Come on. But yes, we'll see what happens, y'all. Thank you guys for being here. We'll be on Mrs. Best channel tomorrow, I believe.
Friday. Because Miami got, wait, what day is it today?
Today is Thursday.
Yes. I thought today was Wednesday.
Yeah, because I'm gonna steal your Saturday and do the Braxtons and Bell Collective in the same day.
I'm also doing Deb's house. That's the day after. I always do it on Saturday.
Yeah. I know. Yeah. But I know you only got 1 episode left of that. That's why I said I'm still your Saturday.
Yeah, just 1. Thank God.
Lord Jesus, I can't wait to see that episode. But thank you guys for being here. I had a nice time. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to both channels now. Not only to my channel, but Mrs. Best channel. And also subscribe to Shana's channel while you're at it, because they're all in the same place. I love you guys. I will see you guys on my next recap. Have a good one. Bye-bye.